guys, welcome to Superlative Radio. Dylan Stone here with you. Hope you enjoy the following vlog.
Hey guys, welcome to another Superlative vlog. Today I want to talk a little bit to you guys about all of the book banning that's been going on, and it started with this whole cancel culture, which I talked about in a previous vlog. There's a politician in Australia, and she started off going after anime, and no, I know if you're a Big Bang Theory fan, I'm not talking about Anime Fletcher. No, she started off going off about anime and how its portrayal was almost as bad as watching child pornography and child exploitation and all this baloney. And I don't know what's with Australia lately, because at one point they were a very progressive but stable, intelligent society, and over the last, the last decade, they've gone completely off the rocker with their ultra-liberalism bullshit. They've just gone completely nut job. Anyway, she specifically started targeting anime and getting anime manga books banned, and she's been trying to, to the point where it's now even affecting. She's trying to have it affect the whole world. She's gotten them banned from Amazon, and Japan is having this backlash about it. Like I said in my cancel culture vlog, part of the problem is when you start banning things and stifling ideas, then you're leading to a point where you're on a very slippery slope, and it's kind of like traversing an icy mountain path. Sooner or later, you're going to slip and fall. You know, you don't have to be a fan of anime and manga. And to be honest, I mean, I'm not a big super fan of it either. But I mean, I've watched some of it. There's some of it that I like. But again, it boils down to, if you don't like something, just, move on to something else. But when you go around and you're trying to get books banned, or get to the point where you don't just want them banned so that, people around you don't get to see them, but nobody gets to see them. Well, you don't get to make those determinations for the whole planet. The problem is when you do this, you lead to worse things. Worse things will come about because of it. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of anime and manga, but I don't believe in any of it being banned. If somebody likes a particular genre of it, and there are genres of manga and anime, if you're a particular fan of a certain, maybe you like just the sci-fi ones, or you like just the medieval ones, or the school ones, or this one, or whatever it happens to be that you like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's entertainment. And in Japan, it's not just entertainment for kids, it's entertainment for everybody. Over there, people don't view things the same way. You can't judge the East by the West's standards. Okay, so what I'm saying by that is, another example is, and it comes to the whole banning idea, is the Disney animated feature, I believe is what it is, The Song of the South. Anyway, it has a portrayal of of the South back, and the Song of the South was written, animated in I think it was the Song of the South, with the crows. Was that in the 50s? Was it the 50s? I think it was in the 50s. I'm just asking Dylan. He's just standing over there, and I was asking him if he knew, because, he's our resident everything older than 1980. Anyway, so Disney opened, they opened Disneyland Tokyo or something over in Japan. And of course, recently Disney has come under fire for things like their old cartoons and their old movies and stuff, because they are portraying and showing things that were made and created in a different time. And this will boil into what I'm talking about. The Song of the South, as an example, is a portrayal of the South, but it's animals. It's, animated animals talking and whatever. But in Japan, they don't see it the way Western, especially when I say Western, I guess I just mean United States, because it portrays some things that are very inherent to the southern part of the U.S. as they were years and years and years ago. Well, in Japan, to the Japanese, because they didn't go through what the United States went through. They didn't suffer through slavery the way the U.S. did. They didn't suffer through segregation and through racial stigmatisms that happened between blacks and whites in the U.S. They didn't go through all that, because in Japan, it was just basically all Japanese. Like, there was no whites, there was no blacks, so they don't have that same thing in their past that is in the U.S. So to them, it's just cute animals doing funny things. They don't know the context of under which it was created. People are demanding that they shut it down and that they change it and that they do all these things to it. But the Japanese don't understand why. Because to them, it doesn't have the same connotation. It doesn't have the same thing. And that's what I'm getting at, is when it comes to banning things like books, well, anime and manga books are a part of their culture. It doesn't have the same stigmatism as some of what they might portray there as it does here. You got to remember, up until the Second World War, Japan was very isolated. They didn't really interact a whole lot with the outside world. And they thought that they were a power to be reckoned with, which is why they attacked the U.S. in 1942. In which case, they then learned that it was the wrong country in the world to piss off. Because it was stated by, I believe it was, now I could be wrong, and if I am, please comment below, but I believe it was Churchill who said, I think they've gone and woken a sleeping giant that they're going to regret. Something along those lines. And whoever it was that said it, and I believe it was Churchill, but 100% accurate. The United States literally had almost its entire navy destroyed by the surprise attack in Pearl Harbor in 1942. And in I think it was under 8 months or 6 months or something, the United States not only had all of its navy back, but had like 3 or 4 times the amount it had before. Like, it was crazy. When they took their economy and they focused it into fighting the war, I mean, yes, they were producing things like tanks and planes and equipment and stuff, and they were giving them to the Allies, but they weren't involved. But when they turned and they focused their whole economy on fighting the war, it was like a bulldozer going over an anthill. That's what it was like. They just literally plowed right on through, and there's a reason why. I mean, it's very true that, yes, the United States didn't win the Second World War, but they helped end it a lot fucking quicker than it would have ended had they not got involved. And it's because of their huge economy, because of their huge industrialization that they had, and the fact that it was impossible to invade them. It still is. If you want to even try to invade them, you've got to cross one of 2 gigantic oceans just to even get to them. And if you think you're going to do it by land, there's only 2 ways to do that. And one's through Canada, which is almost as unhospitable as Russia, and the other is through Mexico. And while the Mexicans might be okay with it, who knows, they probably won't, but if they were, I mean, you're going to get drunk on tequila and cactus injuries before you even get to the border. So, you know, I mean, realistically, they're impossible to... Germany had a plan to invade North America. Let's put it that way. And it never would have succeeded. It's impossible. They couldn't even invade England, which is 40 miles off the coast of France. They couldn't even invade England. Think about that for a minute. And that was 40 miles, not 4,000 miles. When you think about these things, and then you look at cancel culture, and you look at the fact that they're banning books and they're banning things, well, when you look at these other cultures all over the world, and the world is filled with many different people, with many different cultures and many different ideas and many different tastes, many different religions. Not everybody believes the same thing that you do or I do or Dylan does or Marky G does or these people over here that are walking around through this park do. Everybody has different ideas. And when you take those ideas and you think that yours are the only right ones and everybody has to go by them, well, you can't impose Western ideals and Western thoughts on the rest of the world. Guess what happens? Exactly what's happening. Pushback, war, fighting. Look at the differences that have happened because of religion, because we all can't agree on one religion to follow. Study history, people. I say it time and again, but it's the truth. You can't start banning books. Doesn't matter if you don't like what's in the book, you can't ban a book. You should never ban a book, just like you should never burn one. When you start to destroy information and ideas, your society becomes weaker overall. That's my vlog. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Superlative Radio. Come back anytime, and when you do, please make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a comment. We really want to know what you think. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, because that's the way it's supposed to be.